The grilling deck has changed a lot this year. We have a lot of new smokers, a lot of new grills. In fact, we have all new grills except our old pit barrel right here. And today we're gonna do a first look at the Backwoods Smoker Chubby 3400. Let's get started. Let's do a deep dive into this Chubby 3400 and see why it's such an amazing smoker to begin with. This is the first smoker from Backwoods that is a retail and backyard smoker. Most of their stuff that they make is competition cabinet style, and this one is the first competition cabinet smoker for your backyard. What's also interesting about this smoker is that it is a water pan smoker. And what that water pan does is act as a moisture barrier between the firebox and the actual smoking chamber. And it helps retain the moisture inside the cooking chamber that gives you such moist and great barbecue. Underneath the water pan is a heat baffle or a heat diverter. And what that does is it takes the heat from the fire, pushes it up and off and through the double insulated walls, back down through the top. That smoke and heat has to go down, but while that's happening, you're getting some radiant heat on the sides as well, so it maintains really good heat and temperature all the way through, and that smoke pushes out the back and out the chimney stack. Let's talk a little bit about the cooking chamber itself. Inside the cooking chamber comes with 4 nickel-plated 1/8 inch racks, and those racks add up to 1,023 cubic square inches of cooking space. Now what that really means is about 4 pork butts, 12 racks of ribs, or possibly 3 briskets. The interior of the cooking chamber is also stainless steel, which is going to prevent rusting, but it will darken up because of the smoke. Now let's talk about the dimensions of this smoker. The smoker without casters is 31.5 inches tall. It is 20 inches wide and 22.5 inches deep. Now I decided to go with the casters because it adds about 6 inches of height, which is perfect. And each caster is a hard rubber, all swivel, and each of them lock. And all 4 casters together weigh 10 pounds or 2.5 pounds per caster. They are heavy duty. Speaking of heavy duty, this smoker is heavy. It weighs in at 130 pounds without the casters, 140 pounds with the casters. But what's really nice about that is this smoker has 2 handles on each side, so you can move it around really easily if you don't have the casters on it, or you just unlock the wheels and roll it right along. Another great feature of this smoker is that the exterior is powder coated, so it's gonna be cool to the touch even when the smoker is running at 250 degrees. The only time it's really gonna heat up is when you have the sun beating down on it. Where we get our heat source from is from the charcoal pan, which has an ash catcher at the bottom. Now, this ash pan will hold about 10 pounds of charcoal, and it's going to give you about 6 to 10 hours of burn time. Now, when you're lighting this charcoal basket, there's one thing you have to do is get a nice even layer of charcoal across the bed, and then you're gonna take out one corner, about maybe a third of a chimney, and put it inside the chimney, and we're gonna light that up. What we're trying to do is get a burn from the back forward so that when we do run out of charcoal or it's getting low, we can push that back and reload. It's a burn from the back to the front. Now, one of the downsides of this smoker is that when you watch a lot of barbecue, you see this really beautiful bark that's Texas style, salt and pepper, black brisket, all that kind of stuff that has this beautiful bark. Because this is a water pan smoker, you're not gonna get that really hard bark. And another thing that you may notice is that you're probably not gonna get as much smoke as you want. So you're gonna be using a lot more wood chunks than you would anticipate when you're loading in your charcoal and when you're smoking. You wanna make sure that you're loading those wood chunks in right before you're smoking. Otherwise, it's just going to burn and combust and not give you a lot of smoke, or it's gonna burn before you actually get to the temperature you're looking for. Now, we've talked about getting the charcoal in there, and we've lit the chimney to get that fire started, and you're gonna dump that right back into that empty corner that you took the charcoal from, and it's gonna create that burn back forward. When we are starting the smoker and we wanna get to the desired temperature, we're gonna open up all 3 dampers. We can open up the bottom 2 all the way and the top damper all the way open as well. The temperature range on the smoker is gonna be anywhere from 180 degrees Fahrenheit to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Most most of your smoking is gonna be right in that 225 to 275 range. Once you get to your desired temperature range, probably within 5 to 10 degrees, you wanna close those bottom dampers to about a 1/4 inch or so, making sure that we're not giving too much airflow into the smoker so that it's gonna bump that temperature up. One thing I love about this grill also is that it does come with a 1-year limited warranty. What that covers is all materials, parts, and workmanship. It does not cover any modifications that you've added to it or anything else. In fact, that would void the warranty. Now I'm gonna give you 2 important tips about this smoker. The first thing, after every cook and once the fire dies out, you wanna make sure that you empty the water pan. That moisture in there can create mold. It can get really nasty, especially because you have a lot of the juices dripping into it. Make sure you empty that water pan. And another Grillionaire pro tip is going to be make sure that you leave the doors open after the charcoal has burned through and the cook is over, because that's gonna allow that moisture out and it's gonna allow that chamber to dry. Again, avoiding any kind of mold buildup or anything else that could just not be satisfactory for your next cook. And that's your first look at the Backwoods Smoker's Chubby 3400. This is an amazing smoker and I've got it fired up right now. I can't wait to throw some meat on this, do some great content for this channel. I'm just really excited about adding my first competition style smoker in my own backyard on the grilling deck. Until next time, make sure you eat well, you do well, and you smoke some really good food on your Backwoods Chubby 3400.